everybody, and welcome to Gene's Reviews. Reviews from a regular dude, where I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, I react to YouTube videos, I review YouTube channels, and I do whatever the hell I want. How many of you, I know there's not many of you, that grew up like in the 80s and 90s, like I did. Before YouTube and everything like that, there was a lot of those TV talk shows on. Like, I think the first ones to really start it would have been even before Oprah. There was Phil Donahue and Geraldo Rivera, and then came like Ricky Lake and Jerry Springer. There was just so many of them. I think they're kind of considered like trash TV, and I can understand. But back in the 80s and 90s, I admit that I did watch a lot of these shows, and I laughed at them and thought I liked them. I enjoyed them for entertainment purposes. But now that I look back on it, they're pretty trashy, I think. I really don't care for them. I guess it has to do with growing up and everything. But there used to be a guy, I don't even know if he's still alive or not, to be honest with you. His name was Morton Downey Jr. How many of you remember him? Okay, he had a show called the Morton Downey Jr. Show, and he was really abrasive. I mean, to me, most of it was an act. Okay, now this video of Morton Downey Jr. that I'm going to play for you is called Morton Downey Jr. versus Stripper for God. Now you can see how extreme he gets on his show and everything. It was, now that I look back on it, it's pretty embarrassing in my opinion. But let's check this out right now.
Let me introduce you to a new guest on home base. Her name is Kelly Everett, and she's a stripper for God. Kelly, let me tell you something, pal. If there's ever a milk strike, I'll know where to go. You claim that you perform for Christ, all right?
Yes.
Included in that is performing in your homemade porno movies. Are these movies intended for viewing in the big VCR in the sky, or what?
Well, I'll tell you something. I have been the only stripper for God in the world, and I gave over 1,000 sermons in burlesque theaters and nightclubs. And I proved that women who show their bodies and sell their bodies are not pigs, and I'm sick and tired of guys like you calling us bimbos.
Hey, sit down, you
This is so
bitch.
fake.
Listen, you sit down.
See how he used to act? It's all for show. Look at her smiling.
I am tired. Listen. I am tired of being called a whore and a bimbo and a slut.
You say you prostitute?
It is the men that are the pigs. They're the degenerates and the perverts. They create.
Listen, just a second.
We are the
this
supply.
is the crap
It is
she's
the men
in.
that want
Dominant
sex.
mystique,
The men want perversion.
where she can beat the hell out of men. I'd love you to try to beat me, honey. I'd show you how to kick the living out of a broad. And don't you ever claim you do this in the name of God.
Yes,
because he is not a slut, you are.
And the question I have is, if this is true, which I don't believe it is, I think it's all fake as hell, but if this is true, is he really doing the work of God? Is that Christ-like, the way he's treating her? I don't think it is, not in my opinion. But he probably got her services after the show. That's what I think.
Magazine you post for?
I preach
Is this
to men.
pornography? Is this pornography?
So what? So what?
You're doing pornography in the name of God?
Pornography
Did
and
you
sex.
make a vow to the
God
Virgin
made
Mary?
sex.
Did you make a vow to the
I
Virgin
do
Mary?
not do sex. I have not had sex for 10.5 years because the Blessed Virgin, that's right, the Blessed Virgin appeared to me and said, I do not want you
She
to have
appeared
sex
to
with men.
you?
That's right.
Do you do drugs?
Yes.
Do you do
think
drugs? Do you
No.
do drugs?
No, I don't.
You must have, baby, if the Virgin appeared to you.
No. The Virgin appears to good people who pray, and I pray, and I'm good, and I love God.
Are
and
you
I
a
love the
prostitute?
Blessed Mother. No, I'm not.
Were you a prostitute?
I have sold my body. So what? So what?
Let me
Sex
tell
is
you.
not a sin. Sex is not a sin. God created sex. God created the body.
God created a lot of
Who
things,
is
dear.
without sin? Are
We're
you
the
without
ones
sin?
who abuse
Are you
them,
without
not God.
sin? Are you without sin? You only do sex for procreation?
I'm not without sin. I don't say that.
You never masturbate? You never do anything except in marriage? Who of you is without sin?
Well,
Stand up and throw stones.
you know, I think what offends some people here is that while we are all not pure, and while no one could cast a stone that is without sin, I think, though, it is insulting to some to come up before an audience and say that in the name of God and in Jesus Christ, you perform whatever you perform.
And the Virgin
Now,
Mary.
if you...
If that is true, then yeah, what she's doing is not right. But who is Morton Downey Jr. or anyone to judge? It's only up to God to judge her. They should treat her how she's supposed to be treated. That's how I think. And like I said, he probably got services from her after the show was over because I think he's a scumbag.
I do, however, will give you this kind of credit. If you at one time were a prostitute and you said that
If not
because
from
of the name
her,
of
I'll
Jesus,
bet
you
he's
gave
done
it up,
it.
I'll commend you for that.
I would too.
I will
Prostitutes
commend
are
you
not
for that.
evil. They are
Okay.
giving men what they
But-
want and need.
No.
No.
One thing I
They
must say.
might be giving them what
if
they
a
want,
man
but that
in this
doesn't mean
audience
God
now-
made them want it.
If a man in
God
this
made
audience
sex.
wants your
God
body,
didn't make
will you
sex.
give it to him?
God
God
Wait a
didn't
minute,
make sex.
would you
God
give it
made
to him?
man. And from the lousy rib of man, he made a pig like
No,
you.
no.
See, what a son of a bitch to say something like that.
Medical science has proven that the woman was first. And the first woman created the man.
Honey,
Medical science, biology.
God didn't need a rib when he created you. All you are is a parrot with legs. Let me go
This
to
guy
Bill.
was all about controversy. That's it.
Do
He's
you
all
consider
about
male or female
controversy.
public nudity immoral? And do you consider a lady like this, oh, lady, who, first of all, has had a vision from the Virgin Mary? All right. Next, we'll find
So
out.
all visionaries
Next
are
time, we'll
crazy?
find out that she's
Then all
carrying
the saints
Jesus.
are crazy. Saints saw visions.
What?
They're all crazy. All saints are crazy.
No, saints
because
did
they saw
something to
visions.
prove they were saints, honey.
I prayed. I prayed for years and years.
That's
I was
good.
in seclusion
That's
and
good.
silence praying.
That's good.
That's why I had visions.
But did you get an answer?
Yes.
And what was the answer?
Many
to
ti-
give
I had
up,
many
to
different
give up
answers.
prostitution, right?
That has nothing to do with it. The Blessed Virgin said don't have sex anymore 10.5 years ago.
And you haven't had it since.
That's right.
It's backed up into your chest.
Yeah, more. And what this woman is saying is an insult to our collective intelligence. There is no way she's making any...
Even if what she is doing is, like he says, immoral and everything, what's it to him? Just be the moral, perfect person that you want to be and just leave her the fuck alone. That's my opinion. Jeez, Gene, calm down. Take a chill pill or something.
sense. She's half
Let her
gone.
do what she's
making
gonna do.
dollars,
You
not
can't
cents.
stop
maybe,
her.
maybe lots of dollars somewhere. This is the kind of thing I worry about with my children. If she gets out there and my kids got to see this, whether it's on TV, regular TV, home box office, this is the kind of thing that bothers me.
You're
Not
the kind of man that
performers.
sneaks around to massage
Well, that's
parlors
up to
and
you to
prostitutes.
parent
I do.
your
And
children.
you're a big hypocrite here.
I do. Do I work? Do you ever see
Mr.
me in a
Big,
massage?
in the public. Where's all
I
the
have a
sleaze
wife.
bags?
What, do you have a husband?
Where are all the men? Where are all the men that go to all the prostitutes? How come you only have the so-called good guys here?
Oh, that
Where's
means-
all the Johns?
that means we
Where are
should
they
condone
hiding?
you.
Where's all the
Guys
Johns?
here.
Were they
We're not all
hiding
good guys
in
here.
magazines like you put out? Dominance, all right?
Dominant mystique.
Aren't you a lady who believe you're a, what do they call them? Dominicers? What do they call them?
Dominatrix.
Dominatrix. So men come to you who want to be dominated.
That's right.
What do you do to them?
I dominate them.
How?
I hit them. I tease them. I torture them. I give to men what they deserve because they need punishment, because they're the bad ones, not the women.
Wait.
They need discipline.
Wait a minute.
They need discipline.
We don't generalize with women, and you should.
Not
Yeah,
all
she's
men.
crazy,
Not all
but
men.
There are sick
For
men
him to
that
call her
like
a
to be
pig?
dominated.
They're
No,
not
that's
sick.
crazy.
They're sick
They're
like
sick.
girls are sick.
Why
They're
should women?
sick.
Why,
They're
Senator?
sick just like anyone.
No.
I guess you guys want to be
Senator.
dominated, getting his ass whipped.
Wait a
Well, how do you get dominated now?
Let me ask you a straight question. Why should women be dominated by men?
They shouldn't
No
be.
one should be dominated by anyone but by our morals.
by
You're
men.
saying men
And
are sick.
There are men that are sick,
And
and
there
there
are
are women that are
sick.
sick.
Who wants to be beaten is sick.
I mean, there are
Nobody
some
wants
guys
to be beaten
that like
is
to get
sick.
themselves whipped with a
It's
wet
sick
towel to
mind.
reach a
Everybody has
climax.
to
Beaten. It's a sick mind that wants to be
I know a guy. I know a senator in the United States today.
It ain't me.
Who she probably know. I know. Who likes to get down on his hands and knees like this, have ostrich feathers put in his rear end, a collar put on, and the dominatrix pet him and say, "Nice bird." Huh?
That's a sick son of a bitch.
That's a sick guy.
And
That's a
the
guy.
kind of
That's a
man
guy who's making the
that
laws
we want
that
out
make
of our
this possible.
society with the women he does it with.
Let's come
Because
back, all
that's
right?
a
Let's come back in
dangerous
just a second. Continue this.
You're not more God-fearing than I am. What makes you think you're better than a prostitute? What makes you think...
Anyways, that was the Morton Downey Jr. show. This is from the channel D period OOM. I think the whole show was scripted, in my opinion. He was an asshole. I remember seeing him on TV and everything years ago, and he always was an asshole. And yeah, I really don't miss these shows, but they're kind of funny to go back and watch now. But I've seen enough of them. Anyways, let me know what you thought of that, and have you ever heard of Morton Downey Jr.? It was on for quite a while. He did stir up a lot of controversy. I used to get home like really late from work when I was loading trucks at a meat packing plant. I'd get home at like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning from work, and this show would be on because it wasn't family friendly. You just saw that. So they played it when kids weren't awake and everything. Yeah, there was Morton Downey Jr., Jerry Springer, Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones was one of the worst ones in my opinion. But yeah, Morton Downey Jr. was probably, in my opinion, the trashiest one. And it went on for a few years. The joke of the day. I went to the doctor. He said, "Gene, I got bad news for you. You got cancer and you got Alzheimer's." I said, "Oh, thank God I don't have cancer." But let me know what you thought of that. Like, subscribe, hashtag Mean Gene, all that fun stuff. And I will see you next time.